And welcome back to Community Viewpoint. And once again, I'm John Pollock, your host. My guest tonight, it's Donna Lamb, the lovely Donna Lamb. She'll be talking about the Amargosa Conservancy and things that happen, not in the night, but in Shoshone, Tecopa area. You're just coming off a fantastic weekend. The end of summer happened on Saturday.
The end of summer.
It was a beautiful day in Shoshone for the Old West Days.
Gorgeous Old West Days.
And you had your booth for the Conservancy out there, and there was just a ton of people out there. And why don't you look at some of the pictures? Let's look at the pictures, get those out of the way. That is your emblem on the left there, the water tank.
Yep. Just outside my office.
There's your
office.
office.
That's my office.
That's the old brown house.
No, well, the old brown house, but we call it the old greenhouse.
Because it's green. And there's the
front of the building.
Right. And that's another close-up of it. What else do we have coming up? Surprises. That's the mural on the post office. And what else do we have in Shoshone, if you folks haven't been there? That's the museum with a couple of palm trees, and that's a lovely place. It's been resurrected a couple of 3 times.
Yeah, and there's a mastodon in there that you can visit.
It's parts of 3 or 4.
Parts of 3 or 4, yeah.
Do you remember his name? I don't remember his name. Brian Brown knows his name.
Yeah, I'm sure Brian knows.
But it's a wonderful set of mastodon bones. It looks like one complete one, but it's from parts from different ones.
Several,
and there's an interesting story how it got there, what we can't say on TV.
Oh, right.
But its final resting place for many years has been Shoshone Museum.
Shoshone Museum.
So if you want to look at some of the past history, and there's a lot of prehistoric past history.
A lot of history in there.
And that's what the Conservancy does a lot. It conserves the history, the prehistoric history, and it shows you in a logical way, an ecologically logical way, what is out there, the people who appreciate it. And you're going to have some talks and some walks coming up.
All season we have talks and walks, and Brian Brown of China Ranch fame is normally who our speaker is. And the next one that's coming up is November the 20th, and it's out at Salt Creek, which is just on the other side of Dumont Dunes. Most people know where Dumont Dunes is. So
okay. Yeah.
We're going to be going out there. Of course, we meet at the office in Shoshone first, and then take the tours from there.
The brown-green building.
The green-brown building, yes.
Which is right next door to the museum, so you can't miss it. Across the street from the Charles Brown General Store.
Yeah, you can't miss anything in Shoshone.
It's very compact.
All in about a half a block there. So that's going to be a fun one. And just before I left the office today, Brian told me just a little bit of the history of the Salt Creek area. He said that in 1850, there were 2 Mormon miners that went out there, and they found a little bit of gold, but they were on their way to go on their mission in the South Pacific. So they went and did their mission. When they came back, they went to Salt Creek and staked a claim there. And then they went to New York, I guess, and somehow got it on the New York Stock Exchange. And the shares were selling for $0.05 a share. So they decided they better do a publicity campaign. So they did up these really nice posters showing a big steamship carrying a lot of gold to New York. And they said this was on the Amargosa River. So
oh, my God.
Big steamship on the Amargosa. Anyhow, all the publicity, evidently it worked because they drove the price up from $0.05 a share to $14 a share.
In those days? My God, yes.
That's unbelievable. And so they sold out all their shares and disappeared.
Adios. Oh, my God.
So, but it's a real interesting area. There's a lot of vegetation there because there's springs and some old stone buildings where I guess the 2 miners used to live, or at least, set up shop for a while. So it's a pretty interesting area. And, a lot of people notice that there's like a little, almost like an outhouse when you're going to California. After you get past Dumont Dunes, that's the beginning of the Salt Creek area. But you have to actually hike down in it to see all the greenery and the trails and the buildings and stuff.
Okay, I didn't really go down too far in there, but yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about. Yeah, well, that'll be a great tour.
Yeah, be wonderful. We've got lots of tours coming up, so...
What else do you have coming up? You have...
Well, every Saturday, Len Warren, our resident bird expert, he calls himself Leonard the Bird Nerd. He has walks every Saturday morning to go out and look at the migratory birds that are going through the area, so that's always fun. I saw a stork the other day out there in Grimshaw Lake in Tecopa. So we get some.
That's right. There's egrets I've seen out there.
Egrets and
Brian.
pelicans and
there's Billy has seen herons out there.
And herons, yeah.
Yeah.
All kinds of really interesting birds.
Uh-huh.
Actually, Lynn told me one day he saw, I don't know if everybody's aware, but there's wetlands down there. It's marshes. It's a beautiful area. Anyhow, he saw 10 pelicans that were hunting. And what they do is they form a great big circle, and then they just move in and move in and move in and force all the fish into the middle. And then when they get close, pelicans, white pelicans. Is that amazing?
Who saw that?
Lynn, and he's the bird guy. So he said they were definitely pelicans. Anyhow, they herd all the fish into the center and they just pluck them out. Easy pickings.
Now, where do they come from? My God.
The coast, I guess.
Oh, my Lord, yes.
But you know, when you're up high, you know, you can see where there's water on the landscape, so they find it. They definitely do.
Yeah, just areas down there, areas in Ash Meadows, you wouldn't believe there's water out here as much as there is, but it's out here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess we should mention that the bird walks and the hikes and everything are all free. We accept donations, of course, which is always a welcome sight.
And I guess it says here he meets now at the Crowbar at 7:30?
Len meets at the Crowbar at 7:30 in the morning, and then they're back by 9 a.m.
Oh, so that's not a long walk, but oh, it's great exercise, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and it's just in the river area in Shoshone.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Yeah,
It's
this time of the
gorgeous.
year.
Yeah.
And he's got a little shop there now, too, right next to
yeah,
Stacey
he
Bone.
does. Right next to Stacey Bone, near the corner, and he's got amazing, all kinds of things. He's got bird books from the 1800s and earlier.
If there are any birders in town here, and
yeah.
you'll know who you are. Yeah, head out there. You can go down to the stop sign in town, make a right-hand turn. After Stacey Bond, the next building on your right will be his place. I don't even know what it's called.
It's got a big sign out front that says Eco Tours, because they're starting Eco Tours up this fall, too.
So a lot of good things will be happening out there with Len.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's been on the show. We want to get him on here again with his bird's nests and things like that.
Oh, yeah, he's got the coolest collection of eggs and bird nests and all kinds of feathers and things. It's a wonderful thing. So, you know, I guess one of the things we should talk about, too, we will be having a tour down the Amargosa Canyon, but this last August there was a bad fire down there.
Oh, mention something about that.
Yeah.
Nothing more has been said about that. It's suspect that it may have been arson?
Yeah, they believe that it was arson. No one has been apprehended, to my knowledge, but unfortunately...
And there was another fire right after that, too?
Yeah, the old Orbins burned down, the old historic Orbins from the 1800s.
And those are fantastic. Thank God I have pictures of those. Yeah,
because they're gone now, which is very sad. But the first about 1.5 miles of the river from Tecopa going south was burned up, and so we will be doing some restoration and tamarisk removal in the fall in the river. Get it all cleaned out and get some new plants growing there.
It's almost too late for removal because they're going dormant.
They're going dormant soon, I know.
The leaves are starting to turn. So if folks out here, if you're trying to get rid of your salt cedars, it's almost too late in the year. You have to wait till the spring when they start blooming again. So it's like a protection type thing. And they're very protective. When you do cut them, you got to put the Garland? Really quick because they seal themselves.
Right, exactly. And I don't know if people are aware, I guess by now most people are, but a mature tamarisk tree can use 200 gallons of water a day or more. So they're not good for the water table here.
No, not at all. Yeah. So if you want to get in touch with Donna, did we have her label down there? We didn't make it, did we?
Uh-oh.
Donna Lamb at the Amargosa Conservancy. The number is 760-852-4339.
Good job.
Yeah. I get the 852, I hit 5 a lot of times. This poor guy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Sorry, wrong number.
Nah. Oh, goodness.
760-852-4339 for the Amargosa Conservancy. And they work out of the green building there, like we said, right next door to the museum. You can become a member if you like. They work on memberships, grants. It's a rough road out there.
It's a rough road. We don't get regular funding from anybody. We have to go out looking for funds and donations and memberships just to keep the organization alive. But we do so much good work. We are into education for kids. We work with the people at Ash Meadows. And
oh, my God, yes.
Oh, yeah, and the park. And so trying to get the word out.
So we're in the last minute and a half now. things to do out there this coming weekend at the
yeah.
Tacoma Hot Springs Resort.
Yeah.
Earth Blues with special guest Jacqueline Lennon, Saturday, November 13th at the Hot Springs Resort, just adjacent to the Pastels Bistro. They'll be at 7 o'clock on Saturday. They have the beautiful stage that they had set up for the play that was out there like 3 weeks ago. And so
That's going to be fun.
you can eat, drink, and be merry. Well, bring your own drink because there's no liquor out there. So
Oh, you know what else is coming up is the Fireman's Fling
that's
out
in
there
2
too.
weeks. Hopefully next Monday we'll have Robin Flincham from out there. Sweet Robin. She'll be talking about the Fireman's Fling. So thank you, Donna, for enlightening us on what's happening with the Amargosa Conservancy.
Quite welcome.
Bird walks, that's when, Saturday mornings?
Saturday mornings, every
7:30
Saturday.
at the Crowbar Restaurant in town. So thank you again, Donna. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jeff. And we repeat Sunday morning when you wake up at 6:30 in the morning.
for the
we're there.
early birds.
Yes. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.